made on a budget of $25 million and only grossing $22 million at the worldwide box office. M3GAN 2, well, we can say that it's flopped. That being said, is that a testament to how good or how bad the film actually is? Because I've sat down and watched it, and I'm going to deliver my thoughts to you now. So M3GAN 2 comes at us in a year where, well, a lot of films seem to be flopping. Audiences just don't seem to be gravitating towards these films these days. M3GAN 2 arrives with a rating of 15 and a 2-hour runtime, and is again directed by Gerard Johnson, who brought us that first film, and is written by him with Keller Cooper and James Wan involved as well. And the film sees the return of Alison Williams as Gemma, the creator of M3GAN. Ivona Sankno plays Amelia, a weapons grade newer version of M3GAN essentially. Violet McGraw returns as Katie, the young girl that M3GAN was tasked with protecting, shall we say, in that first movie. So this film here is set 2 years after the events of that first movie, where Gemma needs to resurrect M3GAN to take down this military grade version, Amelia, who's been built by a defense contractor who stole M3GAN's underlying tech. That's the basis of the film. It's quite a convoluted plot in this one, to be honest, with a lot of sort of twisty-turny stuff. Obviously, you've taken the character of M3GAN from that first film, who's a killer robot, and you've kind of turned her into an anti-hero in this one. And it's all about growth and growing, and that's what this film is. One of the themes of this film is, you know, people make mistakes, murdering people, but they grow. She was a child, M3GAN was a child, and she has to have time to develop and all this sort of a thing. So you've got Amelia, this other weapons grade robot, played by this actress who I mentioned earlier. Her name's now slipped my mind. And you know, she kind of seemingly goes on a sort of killing spree. She kind of breaks her programming. And the question is, who's involved? Who's done this? Who's caused it? There are other actors in play within the film. And then there's this MacGuffin, which is an AI that was produced way back in the 1980s in the timeline of this film, where these robots in houses kind of broke their programming and killed people by using poison, essentially. And this AI has been locked away in a Faraday cage, essentially, where it can't get out, but it's been allowed there for over the decades to grow and grow and grow and see everything. And part of the programming of Amelia is she wants to get to this, she wants to get to that, she wants to access it and kind of be with her own, but it will kind of make her into a god, essentially, because this AI has had time to develop over that time period. And you got all this sort of nonsense going on, so I'm not going to go in depth into the, you know, into the story plot and plot twists and all this sort of a thing and what happens. But the question is it a good film at 2 hours? And this is where I'm kind of torn, because technically speaking, you know, it's a decent film. It's a good film, but and you know, there's nothing I can look at on screen when I was watching it and kind of criticize, in a sense. Do you know what I mean? It just feels soulless. It feels like there's an ingredient missing that makes it special, that makes it that elevates it above what it actually is, if that makes sense. You know, so while I sat and I enjoyed it, I did think for 2 hours it was starting to drag, to be honest. It could be done in maybe 15 minutes shorter or something, you know. And it looks great. Clearly, you know, you've had a budget increase and that money's there on the screen. Some of the sets are great, this sort of a thing. It's, you know, and to be honest, CG wise, you know, it looks good. CG wise, you can't tell if they're really using CG much or not. you know, I think the violence has been toned down a bit. There's not so much gore or anything on screen as I mean, I can't even remember the gore in the first one, but it's very much off screen when you get killings and this sort of thing. There's no real blood to it or things like that. But yeah, it's just missing something. It's missing I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on what it's missing to elevate it above what it actually is. It just feels like I've watched a film. It's not, you know, it's not a bad film at all. It's just, do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, I can't. Can someone help me? What's this film lacking? What is it lacking? It's, you know, it wasn't exciting. You know, it didn't get the blood pumping or anything like that. It just was. It's just there. It exists. It's watchable. It's serviceable. It's, you know, it's just, it just lacks that magic ingredient to make it special. I don't know what that ingredient is.